Hello, I hope you are well. I thought I'd do a quick Sara's Diaries just to let you know what's going on with a few things. I haven't got that long, but I will endeavour to tell you. I've noticed that a few of the predictions have come true, namely the one about the government building being hit in Kiev. I think that was months ago. I had it a few times, I know that. That came true. Now something's just happened in Jerusalem. It's a shooting. Something about I kept getting about the Golden Dome there, but definitely something going down in Jerusalem. So they're coming true, and then lots of you have said that so many other things are being coming true. I often forget. I do the channeling, and then I remember certain bits, and then it disappears, which is good, really, because I just don't want to be thinking about them all the time. I've come back from where I was staying. I came back on Saturday afternoon, and I don't know, I've been very melancholy since being home. My son came back yesterday evening. He brought me this from Marrakesh. I love it. Absolutely love it. You know I like red. His friend remembered. He didn't know what to get me, and there was a group of them, and he's known this girl since school. And it amazes me they can all go away together, and they've all got boyfriends and girlfriends, and they just go away together in a group. But yeah, I really like it. So and for some reason I wanted to put it on. I feel like a priest, when they put but yeah, I felt a bit. I don't know if it's because I'm going back to Newcastle this week. That's going to be a bit challenging, I have to say, especially after all of the losses. And I don't know whether to go and take a taxi ride down the coast again, where I used to live in North Shields, and see everywhere just to sign it all off, or whether I should be going to look for a house up there. I am booked in to go to one sort of down from Newcastle. I'm not going to say where, but that's not the 25th of September. You have to make an appointment because it's a new build. Oh, yeah, and then there's that. That's the people on the roof. I'm very grateful that the people upstairs, the noisy B&B, are away. It's fantastic. It's all shut up there. It's brilliant. I don't know how long it's going to last, but then I'm going away. So, yeah, I'm going to probably do a video from there. I want to show you where I come from. It's a lot of famous people come from Newcastle. Well, Wallsend, actually. One in particular, Sting. His his father was a milkman, and he was called Ernie. Like the song "The Fastest Milkman in the West." He was called Ernie, and he used to be my grandmother's milkman right till he stopped doing it. He's passed away now, but Sting came back to the that slug thing. That's what they call it. The slug. I've forgotten the name of the centre. One of you will know. I know I've got a few people from that neck of the woods. What's it called? I can't see it. Never mind. He's been doing stuff up there. Up that neck of the woods, there's quite a few people. They even did a big movie up there called Get Carter with Michael Caine, and then Sylvester Stallone remade it, and he was in Newcastle. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. The best thing about Newcastle is the shops, Eldon Square, and of course my favourite shop in the whole wide world, Phoenix, and it's a Newcastle company. It's like the TARDIS. It's got so many entrances into it. You just disappear in there. I'm going to Phoenix French for some dresses for the cruise. I'm getting a bit desperate and running out of time now. So I need to get some stuff. But it'll be weird going on my own, because I used to go there with my mother and my grandmother, and that was a big thing that we used to do. And then I used to, when my grandma passed on, I used to take my mum to the deli in M&S and get her sozzled on a glass of wine. It didn't take much. And then my dad would pick us up and we'd go home. But, you know, my sister-in-law came in and took all that away. Sorry, I am bitter. I'm trying to get over it. I will get over it. Families. But anyway, so there's that going on. A lot of spiritual stuff. A lot of weirdness. Before I left Billsy, I've just said where it was. Never mind. I woke up in the middle of the night and there was several big mirrors in there. I might have mentioned it in one of my other videos. But there were people coming in and out. I could see the men in black. And it was almost like the light had been switched back on and I could see everything. I thought a lot about myself when I was there. Patterns. I got quite upset at times. I actually wrote a Substack post about it. I made it a paid post because I didn't want it out there to everyone with all of my feelings. But if you're interested, it's there on Channeling Through the World Storm. I don't know, my temper has exploded. Things haven't been going right. It's when you get to this point where I'm having this constant running conversation and argument with Source, God, whatever, always calling it out. I am very despondent about what's going on in the world and how I can't move forward in my own life despite every effort. I've created my Patreon page with everything. They even want me to heal with Jesus and stuff like that. I still haven't published it because I'm angry at them. They don't seem to understand. I feel like they're delaying me finding a home. I feel like they've been delaying me for a while and I'm not very happy about it. I give so much for Source and everything. And yeah, there are people, especially on YouTube, there are people getting their dogs to do channels and tarot readings, and they're doing better than me. And it's like, well, for fuck's sake, excuse my French. What am I here for? I wanted to write, and you've got me doing this. So if it wasn't for the people who come on here and who really support me, you've got no idea that your comments do help me really big time, because I'm very down at the moment. There's a lot going on, a lot of change, and when things like that happen, especially after that last time, I actually feel like I'm gonna start having anxiety attacks again. I used to get them when I was 14, full-blown panic attacks. I've always been anxious, but it seems to be coming on again, and my menopausal rage is not good. But when I shout, I don't shout, I just suddenly explode. I can feel like it's coming right from deep inside. Pure exasperation. My son heard me last night. I just flipped. Not at him. It's usually at the spirits. There are so many of them, and yes, they hold them back, but it's because I just feel like there's nothing here. I can't see. There's nothing here. I'm waiting to hear about my PhD. That's going to take a while. I've done the research proposal. You might see some of the books here. I was telling you about the keen temper. Like my mother, I threw a couple of them before and it was so satisfying. Nobody's here. It's just me on my own. I'm very private with it. Very private with it. And it's this constant noise. Can you hear it? It's constant. It was from before 8 o'clock this morning. So I went out for breakfast. And funny enough, I started writing, and I think that's key. I've told people I'm going to write, I'm going to this, and when I come to it, it's like, no. And it's all to do with my work being stolen, that publisher, and it's like these are blocks I'm trying to get through. It's really, really difficult. I just thought, why did Source do that to me? You know, it just feels as a, you know, I know I'm going to be, you know, talking to people who've had similar experiences as with writing or just with life in this way. It's like, you know, I tried to keep a marriage together. I was having 32 fits a day, getting up off my backside, writing, looking after my child and a dog, who I adored, even though he was a kid. He was, but I love him. And I managed, and I cared, you know, and they do this to women. This is what they do. This is what they do. And men do it to women, women do it to women, okay? And we do it to ourselves because this is what you do. And my husband at the time was a bloody control freak. And I ended up, my temper was already shattered before. So I was fiery. You know, I'm not going to say it was all him. Two fires, I was told, by a medium, coming together all the time and doing this. And he was very controlling. He's even controlling now, and he's doing it to his new partner. That's her fault. She just came in the sidelines towards the end. Well, that'll teach you, won't it? That's your lesson. Anyway, so I was already happy. I couldn't go out and get a job. I couldn't. I had to give up my car. I had a beautiful Audi convertible. I had to give it up. I had to give up everything that made me who I was. And I did it. And I got on with it. And it was really tough. And there's some things I can't tell you that to do with my son, and I can't talk about that on here. But and then at the same time, I lost all my family in estrangement. And then the losses, and them not telling me. I still don't know how my brother died. I'm torn whether or not I'll go to the crematorium to go and see them, you know, where the ashes are scattered. And part of me thinks I don't deserve it, but they come in here in spirit. Then, you know, I couldn't just have a normal spiritual journey. I had to have stalkers and all sorts. Everybody has nice guides. I have lots of different beings trying to tell me what to do. And it's frustrating. I look in the mirror and I see lots of different faces over mine. They're shielding me. You know, it's just like they tell me, you're this, you're that. Well, if I'm so special over there, what the hell am I doing in here? The other thing in here is it's an old building. I mean, this is a lovely little apartment. It's, you know, it's got a fantastic bathroom, everything. But it's got effing mould on it. And I came back in here and I broke my heart because, and I know it's stupid to think this way, but I left everything. Shops, bedrooms, the works, yeah? And I ended up, I mean, we went to the last flat in Berkhamsted, and we had to leave because he wanted to sell it. He was an awful person, this landlord. And I've, you know, I just wanted to buy my own home, but I couldn't. And then we came here and I had such high hopes for this town. There's nobody. They're not friendly. They're not friendly at all. The people I'm friendly with in this town, or the people in the restaurants, they're Italian. Love Italians. Very friendly. Romanian. They're the friendly people, not the people, the English people here. There's no spiritual centre here either. Nothing. It's all about, from what I've seen and smelled, substances and a whole load of, now don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against drinking, but over drinking, some of them. All sorts of stuff, yeah. And I don't feel compatible with it. And I don't know where to go because I feel displaced. Oh God, doom, gloom and bloody despair. But it's how I feel. And these diaries are for me to keep me sane. So, it's very difficult. It's so small in here. And it costs a fortune because it's in the town. It costs a fortune to live here, to rent it. My hotel room was bigger than this room. And it's not to do with the size, it's to do with the fact it's dark and I can smell a bit of damp in here, no matter what I do. So I'm not very happy. I've put in all this, I've worked every day. I'm not asking for a bloody medal or anything like that because I know loads of other people do that as well. So don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to get stuff off my chest. And I am angry at source, like many people are now. There's a lot of anger. And then I think about all those kids in Gaza and I get even more upset. And I just think, if you really cared, you'd do something. And then all these things, and they never answer me. I ask them why. Nothing. Silence. There's too much silence in my life. I don't want people to be, oh, she's depressed. I'm like, yeah, I probably am. I've lost 2 people who are estranged. My father won't speak to me. My sister-in-law is just, she's trying to take my inheritance quite clearly. Trying to take everything. And I just don't feel valued by spirit. I don't feel valued by source. I just don't feel valued. And I know it's got to start within the self. And I'm trying to do that, but I don't know. My son's down. He's got, he studied hard for his MA, everything. He's in security. He's having to work in a bloody shop at the moment. That it's just not his thing. If it was his thing, it'd be fantastic because he has so much information about this stuff. But it's not his thing. And he wants to be working in London. He's got a MA in international security. So it's about, I think today's lesson from this is about valuing you when no one else, including Source, doesn't seem to. Believing in yourself and doing what you think, no matter what. Money's a big factor of everything. Do you know what? I have trouble when I don't have money. I have trouble when I do have some money. It's very frustrating. I finally have the means to go and buy a house outright, and I can't find where I should be. The only thing that's keeping me anchored, and was one of the reasons I did it, is that PhD. So if they tell me, if I apply to the university and they say no, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep trying. It's writing. It's basically a book that I want published at the end. And some of these books, I mean, look. I just love them. I love books. Yeah. I don't always read them. I just like being surrounded by them. Witch's Forest. I mean, look at this one. Oh. Look at this one. And I've got, this is the literature side. Eco-Gothic. And we've got, this is a really good one. That's from all over the world. And this one I'm really looking forward to having a go at. Not looking at it at the moment until I've given my first draft in, and I'm waiting to hear from Sari Holbrook, who's my first supervisor. And I've got Owen, because Owen is the same age as me, and he's because somebody said to me, "Wow, fantastic!" on the comments for getting Owen Davies. Yeah, I was told by him when I did my BE and my MA. He was my dissertation supervisor on my MA, and he's a strict marker, I'll tell you. So I'm expecting it to be ripped to shreds. But it takes a few goes. You've got to do a lot of edits, and then you have to apply to the university with their backing, and I have to go for an interview. So it's kind of weird. It's the University of Hertfordshire. Owen's working down to retirement. He wants to retire, I presume, to write more books. He believes in me, so he's tried everything for me when I've tried to apply at this other place, but it wasn't working. So part of me thinks, well, I'll go back to Hertfordshire, because that's really where my home is, I suppose. But affording a house in Hertfordshire is, and I can buy this place outright, but getting a mortgage is, trying to get an income. I've got income sources coming in from all over, but it's not quite enough. So I'm just going to buy it, I think. And I'm privileged to have that. But believe me, I have struggled. I have really struggled. So did you hear that tap? With health, because I couldn't just go out and get a job. My ex-husband tried to claw as much money back from me as he could with a divorce. He is well, that must be my mother. Because all I heard was, he's a nasty pasty. And that's what my mum used to say. So she must be here. Yes, well, you can make sure that inheritance comes to me, can't you? It's not about the money. I'd rather have my dad, but the reason I ended up having to walk away was because I stuck up for my father with an argument, and he still backed my mother and not me. So, never mind, families. So anyway, if I do get this Patreon page going, there'll be lots of different things on it. I've got all these different sections. One's called Anubis. One's called Hathor. What's the other one? There's one before that. Is that Amun-Ra? Oh, I can't remember. And then it was all Egyptian. And then they said, can you put one Jesus? I was like, what? Jesus, yes. Put Jesus on Christ healing. Or the doctor guy around me, when I blew up yesterday, I'm not doing this. You feel disappointment. Because he's been trying to get me to heal for ages, but I haven't been in the right place. What this monster stalker keeps showing me is somebody lying down and trying to open the middle of them and take out this pyramid. So it's something I have here within me, and I've seen it. It changes from pyramid to a circle, pyramid, and keeps changing shapes, and it goes like an atom. So there's something in here, and I can physically say it's blue, like this blue flame that keep going on a bit. And this person wants it, this reptilian. I can't believe I talk to you like this about these reptilians and things, but I bloody say them. I used to think, for God's sake, why do they believe in reptilian conspiracies and stuff like that? And I'm still skeptical of that, I have to say. They don't strike me as people who have the patience to keep hidden from what I've seen. But I could be totally wrong. I'm not going to say these people are wrong. I'm not. Okay, but I I'm very skeptical, believe it or not, and that's to do with my analysis work in history. So, and that's my grounder. That's what keeps me grounded. And I am determined. And when I'm determined, this is going to happen for me. So you can get out the road source. I've had enough. I've done everything for you, but you don't listen. So, But anyway, I still can't believe it. Even though I, get it on video. There's so much more to this world than people are willing to look at. People are quite content to hide. I always say, I'm not condemning anybody who does that. I'm really not. Sometimes I feel like Cypher in the Matrix. You just put me back in the Matrix, please, and make me forget. But the things I've seen, it makes me wonder if this isn't just some dimension. I don't know. The people look in on. Not an actual world, just I don't know. Like a flat earth thing, I don't know. But I'm not a flat earther, by the way, Sophie, before you say that, I'm not. But there's definitely something weird. I say giant faces in the sky, and people have caught faces in the sky on videos and things like that. I have. And there's so much more to this world than we know. And I begin to think now of these aliens, some of them that come in and out, maybe they don't realise certain things either. I don't know. I'm getting a bit deep here. But, So that's going to be interesting. I've got lots of things that when I create, I can't stick to just one genre, and that's what has been a little bit stifling at times on here. People are opening up to a bit more now to all the other things I'm getting. Oh my God, I'm going to have to go. I've got a session with my personal trainer trying to get my health going. I have to go and get changed. But basically, so that's happening. Then there's all the spooky stuff about me. What have I called that one? Oh, the Eye of Horus. There's Eye of Horus. There's more world predictions going to be on there. There's tarot readings for you, all sorts of different readings, channeling, stuff like that. Then I've got my spooky life, and then I've got the Jesus one, and I was told to leave it there for the moment. So yeah, that's where I'll leave it for the moment. So there's going to be some different stuff go on there. And it'll run in conjunction with YouTube and the Substacks. I'm sorry about the memberships, as I say, but it's just not getting there. And I have to think about how I'm going to fit this PhD in. I still don't know whether I'm going to do it full-time or part-time yet. So it all has to slot in. And this morning, actually, I'll show it to you before I bought this. It cost me £25, but it spoke to me. Okay, and it's a journal. I mean, look at it. I thought it was really nice because it says, I am the sky and the power of every storm that has ever been. I am infinite. And I don't know, it spoke to me. And I started writing. I went to college, where I often write now. And it's about the seraphim angels. When I see dragons, and I see dragons around me, they're the seraphim angels for me. So it's about angels again. They keep trying to get me to write. I did the hidden child of all those bits. I want to teach people to write. It would be great. So I may have another Patreon for that, but I keep thinking, why? nobody's going to go to it. But it all started flowing. So it's about dragons, and it's a mystery. So we'll see. But God, Waterstones, you're so expensive. And I even got these little I'm going to be late, but these little fantasy things to put in there. The snake. So anyway, there's definitely something about snake, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, is there anything else I need to tell you before I go? I don't think so. Keep your chins up, keep the faith. Even when you're doubting it, keep trying. We've got each other anyway. Thank you for supporting me. And yeah, I shall see you for another Sara's Diaries next time. And we'll see what other predictions come true. I like it when they don't come true, to be honest, because some of them are bloody awful. But yeah, there's something with a plane. There's always something with a plane. I don't know why it's always a plane, but there's something with a plane. But anyway, I will be doing a video for you later on when I've been to see Meg for my... I can't wait till she gets me boxing. That's what I went for. It's a boxing gym because I need to get a bit of this. I've been listening to Nigel Kennedy's Vivaldi's Four Seasons. I love the cello and the violin. Obviously, he plays the violin, and I just keep listening to the storm part of it because that is me. What's inside of me is in that piece of music. So I think I'm supposed to be fiery. But anyway, yeah, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you next time. And thank you for listening. Take care.